Wesley Pegden is the tinkering mechanic and would-be inventor and husband of social climber Edie. Wesley prefers to spend his time with motor cars in his workshop. He always has a vehicle to work on, either his own or a repair job for someone else. One of Wesley's restoration projects was a car for his wife Edie. Some of the cars used in the show have survived, and this is the original car that Edie terrified pedestrians and drivers with as she took driving lessons with Wesley, Barry, Wally and Clegg. Naturally, the owner calls this car Edie. Edie is a 1970 Triumph Herald Model 1360 convertible with a 1296cc engine and was already 17 years old when she first appeared in Summer Wine. Apparently, this car was originally white but was resprayed red for the show. This would explain why the roof bars are white and the racing flag decals are missing from the rear panels. After appearing in the show, the car had been left unused for some time, so was extensively restored during 2005 and 2006. This car had several owners before the current owner bought it in 2019, fitted with a new gearbox. The sale included the original damaged gearbox. In 2022, Edie had further work done on the bodywork and the engine. This car appeared in 5 episodes. The first time was in the Series 9 episode Edie and the Automobile, broadcast in March 1987. The last appearance was in the Series 11 episode Getting Barry Higher in the World, after 3 years of service. There are many other episodes where Edie Pegden's car makes an appearance. Whilst the show tried to make it look like Edie had the same car all the time, this was not the case. Although the same registration number appeared on the car up to the Series 20 episode Howard Throws a Wobbler, many different cars were used in the show. Some of the cars were not even the same model. Vehicles used in TV and films are often hired from an agency, so there was the risk you wouldn't get the same car again. Also, it's possible that the rough treatment, driving into ditches and crashing the gearbox, meant that the original car was not always roadworthy, so an alternative was found. Possibly no one noticed different models were used, or perhaps they had to make do with whatever was available. The first substitute car was a 1969 Triumph Herald Model 1360 convertible, easily distinguishable as it has no door or wing mirrors and a red fiberglass valance without white rubber bumper inserts. This is distinct from some cars that had lost or removed the rubber mouldings. It was used in 4 episodes of Series 12, from The Charity Balls to Roll On. This also appears to be the car used in 4 episodes of Series 14, from Errol Flynn used to have a pair like that to Camera Shy. A 1968 Triumph Herald Model 1200 convertible with a 1147cc engine appears in 3 episodes: the Christmas 1990 special Barry's Christmas, the Series 13 episode Quick Quick Slow, and the Christmas 1991 special Situations Vacant. The most obvious difference is the front of the 1200 has round chrome-rimmed headlights. On the 1360 the headlights have a partial chrome rim and the bonnet folds over them. Although the Model 1360 started production in 1967, the earlier Model 1200 convertible was still being sold until May 1971. A 1200 model was also used in 8 episodes, from the Series 15 episode Stop That Bath to the Series 17 episode The Thing in Wesley's Shed, plus the December 1996 special Extra Extra. The only difference in Extra Extra is that it has white wheels but without the chrome hubcaps. It's very possibly the same car, but the chrome trims were rusty and removed. The real registration number of this car was GJN 107G. This car has since been scrapped. The next 9 appearances of Edie's car, from the Series 19 episode Oh Howard We Should Get One of Those to the Series 20 episode Howard Throws a Wobbler, feature another 1360 model. This car is distinctive as it has 2 bullet-shaped wing mirrors. The mirrors do not appear to have been originals. This style of mirror was used on many other makes and models. This is not the original 1360 car. When the current owner bought it, the first car still only had 1 door mirror fitted, although after some restoration work it now has 2 wing mirrors. From the 2000 special Last Post and Pigeon to the last time Edie's car is seen in Series 24 episode The Miraculous Curing of Old Gough Helliwell, The registration changes to CXE 604J. This is another 1970 Triumph Herald 1360 convertible, but with its real registration number. From Series 22, the rust spots seem to have been repaired, and the painted coach line above the chrome detail along the sides have disappeared. It appears to be the same vehicle. The differences could just be due to renovation and respray work. However, it's also possible it's a different car with fake plates. This Triumph Herald 1360 was sold in June 2021 by Tennant's Auction House in Leyburn for £16,500. It was then offered on Facebook for £25,000. It appears not to have sold, and Fairmont Sports and Classics at Brentwood had been offering it for sale since at least October 2021, originally for £22,750. H&H Auctions of Warrington, who also sold WRH 132J in April 2011, auctioned this car on the 22nd of June 2022 for £15,600. However, it was being offered again for sale in November 2022 by Fairmont Sports and Classics for £21,950. It appears that another Model 1360 car, WY0626H, was used, but keeping the on-screen registration number of CXE 604J. This is likely to have been the car used from Series 22 onwards, which would explain why the rust spots and coach lines disappeared. This car was apparently owned by the BBC and was sold on via several people before ending up with an enthusiast in Ireland who bought it for £200 in about 2002. A Belfast car dealership that had previously been a Triumph showroom wanted it as a showpiece, so restoration began. It was so rotten that the body, engine and gearbox had to be completely rebuilt. It was professionally resprayed, but when reassembled the fitters did not leave correct gaps between the front wing panels, so the trim would not fit properly. The project was abandoned and eventually the car dealership closed, so there was no use for it. It was sold again, possibly around 2018, and is seen here somewhere in Northern Ireland, apparently almost fully restored. At least one other car was needed for episodes when Thora Hird is seen driving and for stunt purposes. In shots where the camera is in front of or beside the car on the road, the vehicle is normally on a low loader or tow rig. The car used is a saloon model with the roof removed. You can see there's a full height rear seat. The convertible model's rear seats are level with the body, and there's no mechanism for the folding roof. This is also likely to be the car used for the studio green screen shots. Some green screen shots were filmed on location, so the current vehicle would be used. The car that is seen teetering on the brink of the pile of earth in the Series 16 episode The Glory Hole is also a saloon with the roof removed, possibly the same as the low loader car. It was likely connected to a rig hidden in the mound of earth. The car has a hole in the floor pan that suggests it might not have been roadworthy. The car used earlier in that episode is the genuine Triumph Herald 1200 convertible GNJ 107G. In the Series 17 episode Beware of the Elbow, a car was specially adapted for when Edie drives on the railway track. Again, it's a cut down saloon car, potentially the same car used in the Series 16 episode The Glory Hole. It had hidden wheels on the track and an outrigger on the off-camera side to keep it on the rails. The modifications will be time consuming to fit and remove for the car to be used on the road, so it makes sense to use a different car. Corgi produced a Last of the Summer Wine Triumph Herald car featuring a model of Edie Pegden. It was based on their Triumph 1360, as Corgi didn't make a model of the 1200 convertible. Edie's car also appears in a resin diorama made by Danbury Mint set outside the White Horse pub. Edie and the ladies are in her car, and coming towards them are Compo, Clegg and Foggy on the trolley with the armchair from the Series 13 episode Give Us a Lift.